Exclamation mark. Don't be subjective with these 4 behaviors after the age of 60, silently making your health decline every day. What if I told you the things you do without even thinking might be the very reasons your health is slowly fading away? Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to Elderly Voices. I'm Dr. Eric Bergman, and today's topic is not just important, it's urgent. When we think about aging, we often look for external threats, illnesses, accidents, or diagnoses. But the truth is, some of the most dangerous things we face after 60 aren't coming from outside, they're coming from the daily actions we no longer question. The routines, the comfort zones, the habits we've picked up over decades. Some of them used to serve us well. But today, after 60, they might be silently harming our health, without us realizing it. That's why this video is called, Don't Be Subjective with These 4 Behaviors After the Age of 60, Silently Making Your Health Decline Every Day. In this episode, we'll uncover white heavy checkmark 4 everyday behaviors that seem harmless but carry hidden dangers. Brain how they sneak into your routine without notice. Light bulb what simple changes you can make, starting today. Because once you're aware, you can act. And with action comes hope, strength, and longevity. So stay with me because behavior number 4 is the one most people never even think about, and yet it may be costing you years of health. Let's begin. So now that we've opened the curtain and acknowledged a powerful truth, that our unconscious behaviors can sometimes do more harm than our conscious mistakes, it's time to get specific. Because awareness without clarity can lead to confusion. But when we shine a light on the exact habits that are silently hurting us, we give ourselves the chance to change direction, gently, deliberately, and with great purpose. Let's dive into the 4 silent behaviors after 60 that may be draining your energy, clouding your mind, and pushing your health downhill, one unnoticed day at a time. Crossmark behavior number 1. Skipping breakfast or eating too late in the morning. I'm just not hungry in the morning. But is that really harmless? This is one of the most common behaviors I encounter in patients over 60. And at first glance, it seems so innocent. You wake up, take your time. Maybe you drink a cup of coffee or tea, sit in silence, listen to the birds, and tell yourself, I'll eat later, when I feel like it. But here's what science and years of clinical experience tells us. Breakfast isn't just about food. It's about rhythm. Sunrise over mountains what's happening inside your body. After a full night's sleep, your body wakes up with low blood sugar, depleted energy, and a need for nourishment. The longer you delay your first meal, the longer your body stays in a stress state, producing more cortisol, triggering hunger hormones like ghrelin later in the day, and often leading to irritability, poor concentration, slower digestion later in the day. Diana was a lovely, soft-spoken woman who came into my clinic complaining of mid-morning dizziness and low energy. Doc, I've always skipped breakfast, she said. I don't like eating early. We didn't overhaul her lifestyle overnight. We simply added a small bowl of warm oatmeal with a spoon of peanut butter and a few slices of banana within an hour of waking. Within 10 days, her morning dizziness was gone. And more importantly, she smiled again. White heavy checkmark what you can do. Keep it light, soft-boiled eggs, porridge, or a smoothie. Focus on warm, digestible foods. Your stomach loves warmth in the morning. Avoid coffee on an empty stomach. It can increase acid and make you jittery. Backhand index pointing right key takeaway. Breakfast isn't just a meal. It's a message to your body that it's time to function, think, and thrive. Crossmark behavior number 2. Prolonged sitting throughout the day. I'm just resting. But is your rest silently weakening your system? Let me be absolutely clear. You deserve rest. Especially in this chapter of life. You've earned your peace, your quiet, your stillness. But stillness is not the same as sedentary living. And prolonged sitting, even just 4 to 6 hours per day without breaks, has been linked to slower metabolism, muscle weakening, poor blood circulation, increased risk of heart disease and dementia. After 60, your muscles lose tone faster. Your bones thin more quickly. And your blood flow requires more help from movement, even small movement. Leonard was a retired teacher, sharp-minded, warm, and utterly dedicated to his recliner and television. He came to me with stiff knees, swelling in his ankles, and a growing sense of foggy memory. I asked him one question: how many hours a day do you spend seated? His answer: most of them, I guess. It's comfortable. So we made a deal. Every 90 minutes, Leonard would stand up, stretch his legs, and walk from the living room to the kitchen and back. A 2-minute task. After 3 weeks, his legs felt lighter. After 6, the swelling was gone. And one day, he told me something I'll never forget. I feel more alive now, not just awake, but moving again. White heavy check mark what you can do. Set a timer or reminder every 1 to 2 hours to stand up. Stretch your arms overhead and do 5 deep breaths. Walk for 5 to 10 minutes after every meal. Try light housework, tending to plants, or music-based movement. Backhand index pointing right. Key takeaway: movement is not about exercise. It's about circulation, alertness, and independence. Crossmark behavior number 3. Drinking too little water, especially in the first half of the day. I'm not thirsty, but is your body drying out without warning? After 60, your body's ability to sense dehydration declines significantly. That means by the time you feel thirsty, you're already behind. Mild dehydration in seniors can show up as confusion, constipation, muscle cramps, and even increased risk of falls due to low blood pressure. The scariest part? Most older adults drink less water not because they forget, but because they're afraid of needing the bathroom too often. And that fear, while valid, can come at a dangerous price. Susan had frequent headaches and what she called mental fog. She chalked it up to aging. When I asked how much water she drank per day, she said, maybe a glass or 2. I sip tea in the morning, that's all. We started small, just a glass of warm water upon waking, then a second glass by 10 a.m., then a herbal tea before lunch. 3 weeks later, she was more energized. Her bowels were regular again. And the best part? She said, I didn't know water could change so much. White heavy check mark what you can do. Start the day with a warm glass of water before coffee. Aim for 1.5 to 2 liters spread across the day. Flavor your water with lemon or mint if plain water feels boring. Sip slowly, no need to chug. Backhand index pointing right. Key takeaway: water is not just hydration. It's the oil to your engine. Crossmark behavior number 4. Going to bed too late, after 11 p.m. frequently. I sleep when I'm tired, but are your sleep hours stealing your recovery? This final behavior is the most underestimated one I've seen in my career. Your body operates on a circadian rhythm, a natural internal clock that tells your body when to heal, detox, and restore. And much of that vital work happens between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. When you regularly stay up past 11 p.m., decrease melatonin production, important for memory and immunity. Increase nighttime cortisol, the stress hormone. Interfere with your heart's and brain's recovery cycles. Harold loved his late-night shows and internet rabbit holes. But every morning he woke up groggy and said, I just don't sleep deeply anymore. We shifted his routine: no screens after 9 p.m., a warm shower at 9:30, and lights out by 10:15. It was tough for the first week. But by week 3, he said, Doc, I feel like my brain is finally waking up with me again. White heavy check mark what you can do. Wind down with soft music or reading by 9:30 p.m. Dim the lights to signal the brain it's nighttime. Avoid screens, sugar, and caffeine after 7 p.m. Try a warm herbal tea or guided sleep meditation. Backhand index pointing right. Key takeaway: good sleep isn't just about how long you sleep, it's about when. So here we are, dear friends. We've walked together through 4 seemingly ordinary behaviors that feel familiar, feel comfortable, even feel earned after decades of hard work, raising families, caring for others. But now, after 60, these same habits may no longer serve you. In fact, they may be silently working against your health, day after day. Let's pause and gently revisit what we've learned. Skipping breakfast or eating too late in the morning. Your body needs fuel early. Not eating confuses your metabolism, weakens your energy, and triggers acid overproduction. Sitting for prolonged periods, even just resting. Stillness may feel like peace, but too much of it slowly robs you of muscle strength, circulation, and mental sharpness. Not drinking enough water, especially in the morning. Dehydration doesn't always scream. It whispers through fatigue, foggy thinking, constipation, and low energy. It happens quietly. Sleeping too late, especially past 11 p.m. Your healing, memory, and immune defense are strongest when you align with nature's clock. Going to bed too late can interfere with all of it. And here's the most important part: none of these habits are permanent. The moment you become aware of a pattern, it becomes a choice. And that, my dear friend, is the beginning of renewal. Let me tell you this with absolute conviction. It is never too late to start choosing your health. One of the most powerful things about the human body, especially in our later years, is its capacity to respond to care. You've heard the stories in this episode. People in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s saw their lives change from small, consistent adjustments. A glass of water in the morning, a 5-minute walk after lunch, turning off the lights 30 minutes earlier, eating a warm bowl of porridge before starting the day. They didn't need expensive medications. They didn't need complicated routines. They just needed gentle shifts, repeated over time, rooted in love for their own well-being. And that's all you need to. Maybe you've been skipping breakfast for 10 years. Maybe you've been sitting too long because your knees hurt. Maybe you go to bed late because your house feels too quiet. That's okay. This is not about guilt or shame. This is about hope. Because the next time you choose to stretch instead of sit, drink water instead of ignore it, eat something nourishing instead of waiting too long, you're telling your body, I'm still here. I still care. I'm not giving up. And let me tell you, your body listens. It always listens. Most people believe health is about the big decisions, surgeries, medications, meal plans, fitness programs. But as a doctor who has worked with thousands of elderly patients, I can tell you, it's the small things, the daily things, the things we do without even realizing. What time you go to bed, whether or not you stand every hour, if you nourish yourself in the morning, how much water you've had by lunchtime. That's where health is built, or where it starts to quietly unravel. So don't underestimate your choices. Every sip of water, every gentle stretch, every mindful meal, they're all votes for a stronger, clearer, longer life. Now that you've taken this journey with me, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 4 habits surprised you the most? Which one are you already doing well? And which one do you want to change, starting today? I invite you to share in the comments. Your voice matters. Your story may inspire someone else who's still unsure if change is possible. Let's create a circle of support here, where older adults uplift one another with honesty, courage, and small steps forward. I want to leave you with this thought. You are not fragile. You are not too old. You are not past the point of progress. You are a garden that still grows, slowly, maybe, but beautifully. And with every small act of care, you're helping yourself bloom in this season of life. So don't be passive with your habits. Don't let routine become the reason your health fades. Be curious. Be brave. Be intentional. Because your best years can still be ahead, not because of what you did decades ago, but because of what you choose to do today. I'm Dr. Eric Bergman. Thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing your health. And until next time, drink that glass of water, move your body, sleep early, and never skip breakfast again. Winking face.